presentation for my newest update to Fortress Maximus files, and this is the Grand Maximus. You can see here I also showed Zarak in the static frame because they are rivals and you can make both of them from my files. And first of all, big thank you to Tiger Braids Lab because he showed me this variant. I didn't really follow this series, so I do not know much about it, but I really like the colors, so I decided to make a new version. Some parts are the same as the Maximus files, some parts are new, and I will be showing you that. So I will be also releasing an update for this guy, but right now we will focus on this. So let's move this guy out of the frame. And also, as you can see, this is a updated head face for Fortress Maximus, so you can make both of them from the files. And this one on the right has light piping, so as you can see, because of the way my light is, most of the light is coming from this direction, you cannot see the light piping. This version does not have light piping, but I will change it to the light pipe version later. So usually there is some light going from behind and it lights up the eyes very nicely. Perhaps if I move him closer. No, still most of the light is coming from the front, so you will not see it. So this is a Fortress Maximus with the new head, and also this is a regular Maximus, the first version that resembles the Marvel comic version. So the files will allow you to make all of those versions. And for those who purchased the first set, I will be sending a free update. So I will not be focusing on most of the technical changes because there are some technical internal changes that will help to print this at different scales to help it work, but there will be a separate video for that that I already recorded. So first of all, let's remove his sword. It can be a bit tight in there. Okay, I don't want to break it. Okay, so let me remove his fist. Now let me remove his sword, maybe like this. Okay, so sword is off. I assembled this guy on the previous video, so here's very stiff, so some joints will have to be worked to move a bit smoother. And sword consists of two parts that are both printed. Just know that this one is very fragile, this sword. There is a version that you can print that is a lot stronger, but it will be made of one color. But I'm showing all that on my presentation. But I'm showing all that on the separate video. Okay. So he has similar articulation to Fortress Maximus, but there are some additional features. So as you can see, his chest is different. Let me spin him around a bit so you can see everything. His gun can store in the back. Those pins can be pushed in all the way, but I'm leaving them like this because it will help me to remove them if there is a need. So gun is stored here. And just as in the regular version, you can lift those gun up in both modes. And you have a special groove here so you can catch them. And on the side of his chest he has hidden chest guns, so you can just slide this to the front, and he has this look. So I like the look when they are hidden, but there is just an option that I wanted to try, and so now he has guns in front and guns in the legs and guns in the top. This plate is removable. There is a version without the auto logo, of course, because this is just a sticker. So in terms of articulation, I will remove this gun because I don't want to knock it off, and I will show you some options. So I always wanted to make him hold the sword in two hands. So if you follow my projects, in order to achieve this look and have this like this pose that he's holding something up, as you can see, this cannot bend all the way, but you can extend it and it reveals a second bend, and you can have something like this. So you can really achieve some cool poses with it. So in order to free up this articulation, you have to move this slightly down, and it would allow for some more options. And also you can move this foot slightly down, so you can have this like karate pose, this extended. You can have something like this. So you really have a lot of options, and I'll be showing some poses later, but just want to show you some fast way that you can have some poses, some cool poses. Of course, he can hold his gun, and I really like this pose that he's like holding it up, and you can have his sword in his hand. Have this ready for battle look. I'm not sure how he worked in the cartoon, but these are some of the poses I put him in. And he can also hold his sword in two hands, and that was I'll show you how to achieve that. This is removable, but just so that it allows for more articulation, but it won't fall off, and it doesn't hinder any movement. But for some poses you may want to just move it slightly up, but there's no limit, so you can move it out of the way. Okay, so let's move the legs closer together, something like this. And now, if I remember correctly, you can do something like this. I will probably speed this up so that I am not boring you, but it will be one cut, so you can see that this can be done with. Okay, so you can have him in this pose where he's holding the sword in two hands and he's like ready for attack. Of course, his legs could be in a much more dynamic pose, something like this. Perhaps you can use this as a cape. So yeah, that's one pose, and I will show you the head with the light piping. I will be showing some close-ups also a bit later. Okay, so let's just leave him in this wide stance. And this is not all the way in, so okay, let's leave him like this. And here is the head with light piping. So in order to remove it, you can just move this out, move this in. Oh, sorry. No, this is. So actually, I grabbed the wrong head. This is another head, prototype head without the white horns. So this is a head with light piping. And right now they may seem dark, but like I said, in a normal light setting, when the light is shining, you can have this really cool effect. And usually when he's just standing, his lights are very bright. So his eyes are very bright. Sorry. So let's keep it for now. I also have an option to make something like this, that his horns are different. So it all depends on you. So let me get a close-up. So here is how he's looking up close, and once again his eyes have light bulb. You can also put a diode there because there is room, but you know what, for this presentation, because it's just better in this lighting, I will put the regular eyes that are from regular plastic. So this is the detail up close. Of course, you can move him up and down on his neck depending on how you want to pose him. This compartment can still open, and you can store some small stuff in here, like perhaps a normal plate without the logo. And you may see in this logo that it just plugs in. You may need to glue it in if you will have some tolerance problems, but and this is the side guns, slide like this. Okay, so you know what, let's give him his gun, let's give him his sword, and let's just pose him. And some pose, like a bit neutral pose, perhaps something like this, maybe like this. Okay, I think it should be okay. So, and let's, this armor can plug off. So yeah, so I think this should be okay. No, not really. It's hard for me to look at the camera and at this and at the figure at the same time. And I can, in my eyes, the pose looks good, but at the camera, it may not look so good. Okay, so okay, I think this is okay. So let's do some comparisons. Had to adjust the angle a bit. So here's him next to Black Zarak, and they are designed to be even. You can move them slightly up or down depending on how their legs are extended, so you can make them exactly even. And I'm told that this is called the Tyrant Spear, so there could be some cool scenes with them fighting hand to hand. So here is him next to Titan's Return Rodimus. I know that his chest is not transformed the proper way, but I like it a bit more because I think it allows the head to look slightly down. So I don't know if they were in the same series, but this is how they look together. I think many of you wonder how he looks with this guy, because I think that they are rivals. So right now I think they are about even, but depending on the leg configuration of Overlord, he can be taller or smaller. So so you can make him a bit taller, but also you can extend those feet a bit more, and they can be similar size again. So it depends. So it all depends on what your preference is. So they are similar size right now. Okay, so let me just extend them down. Okay, so here is him with Overlord. Here is him with, this is not the Jinrai, this is for me the Power Master Optimus Prime. So he has my kit that transform him to the Marvel comic versions, but as you can see they are similar size. I think that he's supposed to be a bit bigger than Optimus in this scale, but you can always print this a few % bigger. And here is him next to Scorponok. Let me just move his legs in a bit more natural pose. And this is a Marvel comic Scorponok, but they are the same size, I think. I'm not sure if they should be, but they are. So this is him next to some Headmasters. I am not sure what the relation between them is, so I'm not sure how this. I think they are the separate characters, so I think I can show them all of them in one frame. So this is another comparison. So here is an Autobot car. Oh, next to them. So this is how he scales. Let me get in MP10. This MP10 has some upgrades, but basically the scale is the same, so he is in scale with MP10. Okay. So all that is left is to show his transformation, and he does transform. Some of his parts can be secured with glue, so for example you can remove those parts, but they should plug in together, but you can remove them. I just left everything, most of the parts not glued in, so I can show on different videos how to assemble him. Okay, for his transformation it is almost exactly like the one for Fortress Maximus. Oh, and I forgot to show one more thing. Okay, this thing here, I will be showing this on the video. This should plug in, but there is an option to secure it with the screw. I just knocked it off because this is a locking point here. Because like I told you, it's hard for me to see from the camera. And also there is an alternative crotch, which I've lost. Okay, so there's the detail here. In some shots it was plain, so I made a plain version, but while doing it I just discovered that he just looks better with some more like detail here, so you can make it plain if you want. Okay, so this is it, and we just rotate everything like this. Okay, and now we can move this slightly up to unplug it, move the tower, rotate the tower. Now we can rotate this upper section here, and then rotate everything here like this. Rotate the head sideways. You can also remove it. You can remove it like this, and come on, and also you can remove this part. This on very tight, but oh, so you can have this headless headmaster look if you want, but for me I do not really cared much about stuff like this, so I made him just a normal transformer, so just rotate it sideways and it can hide in here. Now you just move those parts up like this, slide it in. He is freshly assembled, so there are some parts that are very stiff. Okay, so he's basically done. Let me adjust the camera. Just make sure that everything is flat. Plug in the gun. Extend those cannons. Lift those cannons, and make sure that nothing is, because there's like slide. It's a bit on the joint, and okay, so yeah, so this is it. This is his alternative move, and I seen in the show that he does look like this. I do not know if he has another mode, because I only seen a few shots from him, but this is like a spaceship mode. You can of course align everything better than I am doing now. So, but you can achieve similar look. This can be a different color. I just used gray because I had it. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be blue or some other color. So yeah, so this is his alternative mode. So let's sum everything up and return in a second. So as you can see, I have two figures right now. This is the first version I made, and this is the newest version. So this is like a prototype, and I usually put my prototypes up for sale with all the variants like this. So there's a big bag of different alternative parts that I made, but I did not they did not make to the final version. So like alternative heads, stuff like this. Also, I made the sword made from transparent plastic. So this is it looks interesting. So this would also be in the auction. So if you're interested, look at it. So this is an update for the Grand Maximus. I will be making a gallery next, so I will probably add some pictures. And though you can print this at home, you can buy the files at my Etsy store. That the link will be in the description. And if you already got the Maximus files, you will have a free update, and I will receive the updated files in the mail. So this way, I want to thank everyone who is supporting me, and just know that by buying one set, you are also investing in what this set will look in the future. So thank you again. Let me just put some other versions in here, because like I said, all of this can be made from one set. Maybe let's move this one here. So let me know what you think. If you have any suggestions, I am curious to hear your opinion. Just let me move this slightly. And of course, the Maximus head is optional. You can have normal. You can have this head with him also. So it all depends on you. So thank you again, and see you at my other videos.